Still plagiarism. Bunch of dumbasses talking. I'll just drive a short bus and pick all you asses. Fuck that bullwinkle bullshit.
See, we don't need Skylar. Stupid duck
people,
butter.
people don't know. Skylar's not here right now.
Yep,
It's
he knew
just
what
me and
time we were
Cory.
showing up, and
He had a previous engagement, so
for some reason he couldn't schedule around this.
so we'll see if he ends up making it by the end
Yeah.
of this episode.
We will see.
But we were going to talk about duck butter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that he'll tell the story eventually, but it's
not that funny of a story. I mean, it's kind of funny, but
it's one of those, like you said, it's that bro humor.
Yep.
Like you have to be like someone that was in like Kappa, Delta, Alpha, whatever boys club.
he's very much a frat boy.
Yeah. I mean, all it is about how dudes of that proclivity call stuff that drains out of your dick duck butter.
Yeah, chlamydia.
Yeah, I guess specifically chlamydia, even though I'd imagine it probably follows suit with a good majority of the STDs, probably produce that exact same effect.
Now, Skylar said he didn't have it. He's never had an STD.
I can't imagine that he has. He doesn't see.
He does, and we
talks
talked
a
about
big game.
that.
Yeah, he talks a big game. He's not.
So I told him, like, yeah, you definitely don't look like a dude who would have chlamydia or any STD. He just doesn't seem to be that kind of guy.
No, he looks like a guy that's had like 5 girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as many as he could count on one hand.
Yep.
A small hand.
A small hand.
A very, very small hand. But yeah, no. I'm surprised that he didn't show up. Honestly, I really thought that he was going to cancel and come.
Yeah, well, he still may make it. It's early yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
He can tell his little story.
I don't know that anybody really wants to hear it, especially after my little snippet.
Explanation, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah, I'd agree if people wanted to pass on that.
Yeah. Have you been playing any more of the Harry Potter game?
I have not. I mean, I do have my wand, and I started doing a few missions. Yeah, so I started doing
my wand.
I started doing a few missions, but no, I've been busy, so I have not yet played that. But there is a brand new AEW wrestling game coming out the 29th, so I will be grabbing that for this weekend.
Hogwarts, I feel like that's a game that's going to be good for the winter time.
Yeah.
When there's less things going on.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, the open world is a lot of fun to navigate and explore, and I definitely will dig deeper.
I've played like 65 hours, and there's still things that still places in the map I haven't went.
I think I'm maybe at like 90 minutes.
Yeah. That probably tracks. I've got way too much free time.
Skylar said he completed the game.
Yeah, but Skylar's one of those run-through guys that he'd probably have 40 hours. He's skipping all of the dialogue. He's just going to wherever the mission tells him to go, doing whatever he's supposed to do, and then that's it.
So is there a new video game coming up that you're interested in? That was mine, is the new... I've been waiting for this AEW game for a long time.
I mean, I was interested in it. I'm a little upset because I have to buy a new Xbox. I've been really putting it off. I've got the Xbox One, Xbox One S, like the little small white one. Never have upgraded to anything else. All of these games that are coming out are all going to be brand new, the Xbox Series X or whatever.
So what are those running right now?
500, 400 if you wanted one that probably only has one controller and no memory.
So these are obtainable, right? There's not like a long back order?
No. I think the way that Microsoft started doing it was they started taking email addresses, and granted, it's not a foolproof way of doing it, but it's a way of like they take your like gamer tag pretty much and go, you can only have so many units per gamer tag almost. I don't know if that's the exact thing, but it's like the last time I noticed you had to enter in your email address, and they cross-reference that to make sure that they haven't sold you 15 of them and that you're not another person that's just buying them to sell.
Gotcha.
So they want to make sure that if you're somebody that hasn't had an Xbox yet, they get you that Xbox.
So is that something PlayStation does as well? Do you know?
I don't know if PlayStation does. It wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that. It's the only way to really curb
Gotcha.
the black market of people taking them, and then you have to pay $600 or don't play the game.
Gotcha. Yep.
But to go back to your question, it's the Cyberpunk.
I thought I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I've got the first game I thought was awesome. I mean, granted, it had its glitches. I think that was honestly, as much as you want to blame the people that made the game, is really blame the fans, because the fans don't like when they've got to push games back because of a delay of something, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, they bitch. So then the company goes, okay, fucking screw it. Let's release it. And then it's kind of buggy.
Yeah.
But no, they've got that new, I can't remember what the patch is here. I'll have to look it up because it's a DLC, but for some reason the DLC is only available for, it's called Phantom Liberty.
Okay, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. And it's, I guess you're more of like it looked like you're more of a secret agent rather than being like, originally you're almost like a hitman, you know, like a fixer. You get hired to do jobs, you get them done, that's it.
So I remember when, oddly enough, when you and I first started talking, and, you know, because I've known Skylar longer than I've known you, just because we never worked in the same department.
Right.
You had talked about how you were playing those Assassin's Creed games. Is that something? Are they still making those? Is that something you're still playing?
Yeah, they go hard in the paint on Assassin's Creed. I play them because I tend to like open world games.
Yeah.
Ones that I can just go do whatever I want. I can ride a horse. I mean, as dumb as it sounds, I can ride a horse. I know it sounded like I said ride a whore. But I could ride a horse and just go. That would be it if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Those are the games that I play. But I haven't played any of the new ones. I stopped at like where the old ones stopped.
Okay.
So I played the ancient Egypt, ancient Rome and Greece, and then I played the Viking one.
Okay.
And then I stopped after that because they kind of started going in a weird path.
Now I do see you have a Ninja Turtles shirt on.
Yeah.
Have you played? I don't know if Xbox has. I know PlayStation does. Have you played any of the re-releases of the old games for like the NES, SNES?
No, I haven't, and I probably should.
Yes.
No, I know.
They did another one based Revenge of Shredder, or Shredder's Revenge, which is an updated version of one of my favorite games as a kid, the Turtles in Time for the SNES.
And that sounds super familiar.
Lots of fun. I mean, it was big in the arcade, in the arcade days. But if you haven't played those, you should.
Arcade days.
Yeah, you need to check that out because they're a lot of fun. I mean, it's like $25-$30, and you get like 8 or 9 turtle games from the NES to SNES days. So.
Did you live in Muscatine? You probably didn't live in Muscatine during the Aladdin's Castle days.
Mm-mm.
Here in Muscatine at the mall, there was a huge like spot there that was called Aladdin's Castle, and it had every arcade game.
So with consoles being what they are now, and at home gaming is what it is, would you spend a day at an arcade if somebody put one out?
I mean,
I'm sure you could find them.
Me and a buddy, because that's always what I'm always trying to do, is start businesses and like open shit up and do this shit on my own. But me and a buddy were in serious talks about opening up something like that here in Muscatine.
Now, was it a pizza place too?
No, that was John.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, that was Nelson down at South End doing retro pizza.
There you go. That's what it was.
Yeah, no, mine was going to be more of like an updated version where it was going to be more of like a leaderboard style arcade where people are coming in and they're playing online games, but
oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? There are leaderboards for that. So it'd be like the people here in Muscatine would, whatever game it is, you could have the Muscatines, number one player.
You could also hold
tournaments and all kinds of stuff.
So I'm assuming that's something that I've never heard of it, but I'm assuming that's something you can find somewhere.
Yeah, no, there's different places that are pretty much that exact replica.
Do you know of any in the area, by chance?
Yeah, there's that one in Davenport. God, I wish I could remember the name of it. But they do stuff like that. They've got like the VR games.
Yeah.
And different shit. But I don't know of any. I mean, and that's always my bitch about places around here is they seem to drop the ball on the event side of the business. Like they're good at the business, having a bar, having a restaurant, having a gaming thing, whatever the case may be. But then the events suck. They just suck. I mean, there's a couple good events that we have here in Muscatine. The people that throw the Before Friday Fest, they put a lot of effort into that. They do a really good job. I mean, we used to have more of like the carnival sense, but like I said, people in Muscatine, they don't plan events well. For whatever reason, I just don't get it.
So would you ever enter in one of those video game competitions? Yeah.
It would have to be an older game, though. I'm more of a Gears of War competitive player.
Gotcha.
That would be if I were to play competitively, it would have to be either that or I got decent at Fortnite, but I haven't played that in 2 years probably.
I can't believe that's still a thing. I thought that would have died out a long time ago.
The reason why it won't is because it's free. Because the game is free, it'll never die because why would it? You don't have to pay for it. And there's a new season every 6 months or some shit like that. They pump out some other. It only has to be like current.
Yeah.
Whatever's super popular. It's a game that's designed it's like an ADD. You know what I mean? Whatever's popular at the moment, they can blast that right into your face. And because you've never paid for the game, you feel better about spending $5 or $10.
That's true.
You feel better about spending $5 here and $5 there. I used to do it when I played Fortnite.
So
I bet you I've spent $500 on Fortnite, and I played the thing for 2 years.
So why haven't more video game companies, in your opinion? I know others have tried that formula. Why do you think nobody else is succeeding like they are?
Because you'd have to do the exact same thing.
But I was thinking because
they're cartoony. See that they broke the molds. You can do it with a regular game or whatever your game is, and you could get away with it with your fans. But I don't think you could start another game like Fortnite.
Well, so my thought was something like if you were to take a classic character like Mario, you could have a free, just like that, but you can buy different characters. You can buy buy different skins, buy different worlds. I mean, I've never played Fortnite, but I have an idea of what it is, and I know that the DLC is what drives the DLC and how they make their money.
Everybody's always liked the King of the Hill. You know what I mean? Oh,
so
not like how the games have had it where you capture a hill. What I'm talking about is like the old school little kid King of the Hill, where there's only one person that wins. That's the most appealing thing. And because they were the originator of it, you know what I mean? There's several games that have tried it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
you can do it all you want, but they did it. It's no different. It's like literally almost comparative to like Jordan's the shoes.
That is weird.
You can try. Sure. Yeah, you can definitely try. It can never be redone again because it's essentially only a copy of the original thing now.
So when's that Netflix movie coming out about who came up with Fortnite?
I think it would be basically all ninja.
Yeah, because I mean it's just crazy.
If it wasn't for the few popular streamers, that game wouldn't have been popular. The only reason why it got popular was because there were streamers at the time when streamers were becoming a thing. They decided to play that game because it was free. That's why.
Seems like so many people, that's the avenue they're trying to get into.
Yeah.
Streaming.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially
I
in
get
the
it. I mean,
video-
I'm fucking
especially in
sitting
the
here in
video
front of
game
you talking
realm.
into a microphone right now. So, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's appealing. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
something, if you like playing video games, there's almost no reason to not. Because if you do somehow have what other people are looking for, because I've never, personally, I don't get it. I don't
either. I don't understand
never enjoyed
watching
it as a
somebody
kid,
play
though.
video games. I don't get it.
I never did, but I think that comes from our age range because it was so you had to wait for your turn.
Yeah.
And then now that you don't, I don't want to watch somebody else fucking play. I want to play. I want to play, but now in an age where you can play whenever you want, there's now this, let me watch somebody else play.
For me, it's a good tool, and I use this when I purchase, guitars and basses or any other musical equipment, watching other people demo. So, like,
Right.
if there is a new game that comes out that I've never heard of, but it looks cool, I'll go on YouTube, see somebody play it, see if it looks all right, and after a few minutes, if I'm not, I'll either pass or I'll stop the video and I'll go purchase it and try it myself.
For games, I try to use the actual events to do that. Only
What do
because,
you mean by events?
like the E3.
Oh, yeah.
So then that way I can get what I want out of the game. Because sometimes when I watch them, I feel spoiled. Even first parts,
True.
like I like how they do the little bit of like the interactive trailer where they've picked a part of the game to play right there in front of you to kind of like show to get you really hyped up. But I don't want to watch somebody else play. It fucking drives me nuts.
Do you remember you used to be able to purchase, like, and they used to come with the consoles, the demo CD
Oh yeah.
that would come with?
Oh yeah.
It had like 10 or 12 games you could try. You
I
could do a
even
level.
remember back when Xbox 360 first came out, and even Xbox One, you could sign up online and get demos, like early releases for these games. So, I mean, there were people that were playing like demo Gears of War. I mean, really, it's really just a good way to beta, or how they call it, beta testing.
That's true.
You know.
But I think nowadays with the streaming thing, there's more pressure for these companies to put out good games.
Right, and that's what I'm going back to, is it's the fans, because these companies know that as soon as they get their hands on that game, it's going straight online, and then the first impression is the first impression.
True.
No matter what, for the rest of time. Just like Cyberpunk forever is going to be known as a game that like started off as trash, which is really too bad, because they put a ton of work into that game, and it's awesome. I mean, it really is. Aside from the beginning glitches, the game now is great. I love the game. I've played it 4 different times.
So I don't think we've talked about this in past episodes. What is your favorite video game? Do you have one?
If we're talking competitive, it's always going to be Gears of War. Okay. I like that style.
So what about a story-based video game?
Story-based. That one is a little bit more tough. I always liked, it was Deus Ex. I know it's hard to say it without it sounding like Day of Sex.
Yeah.
But it's DUESEX.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, and it was like human revolution. I can't remember what the first game was, but it was like for Xbox or Xbox 360. And I don't know, I just kind of got hooked, and it was about like how humans struggle with each other when cybernetics become part of human life.
Interesting.
Meaning, because like you're going to have poor people that can't afford it. They're going to feel left out. And that's how this game basically goes is the people that get it are the rich people because they can afford it, because it's expensive. I mean, you're talking about, it's no different than right now. And there's people that can't afford the laptop that's sitting in front of you.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like, should you be allowed to have that laptop because someone else can't? Of course you can. You worked hard for that laptop. It's yours. If you want to have a robotic arm, why can't you? And then it transitions into the argument of, is it okay if If Mike right now, he doesn't like his arms. Can he go get robot arms? There's nothing wrong with his arms right now, but who cares? Why can't he have robot arms? Why do they have to be damaged arms in order for me to get new robot arms? So then all of those different scenarios play out through these several different games that progressively went back in time and then went forward. So the first game is future, next game is way back, and then they take a step forward. You know what I mean? Because I think they realized with the older game that they had a good story, but unfortunately, it was the end of the story. They didn't want to have to come up with something after that. It was easier to come up with games of all the information that were history.
Yeah. So do you think an older game, let's just say, can Donkey Kong Country be compared to Call of Duty? Any Call of Duties? Can an old game
you could
hold
compare
up?
it in the sense that it's a video game.
Yeah.
And for popularity, you'd have to compare them only in their era. So their popularity in the era.
This is like a sports debate when you're talking about who's the best basketball player of all time.
You can't compare Michael Jordan and LeBron James. They played two different styles of basketball.
2 different eras. Yeah.
Right.
I understand that.
Would Michael Jordan be able to score the points the way that he used to in today's game? No.
Yeah.
Would LeBron James be able to score the way that he does now back then?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Because he ain't driving to the fucking paint on Karl Malone like that. He's getting knocked to the ground. And there ain't nobody that's going to throw a fucking...
Or whistle,
throw a flag.
Throw a flag.
Skylar's
He'd be
going to
losing
join
his
that.
shit right now. He won't listen to this, so it doesn't matter.
You're right. He's not going to
He's
listen
not going to listen to it. Especially
Fuck Skylar. Fuck Skylar. Fuck Skylar.
Especially when he's not in it. He ain't going to listen to it. That's funny. No, I mean, for me, when you talk about all-time games, I guess favorite games, I guess nostalgia is what ends up taking over.
Yeah.
I really like Donkey Kong Country. That was a big game for me as a child. But, I mean, more recent, I'm a big fan of Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, that was a really well put together game.
I'm not into the whole shoot 'em up kind of games. Those things just don't do anything for me. I liked Duke Nukem back when I was a kid for the PC. I do have Duke Nukem 3D for the PS4. But again, that's just more. I mean, I like playing shooting games. I just don't like going online and competing. It's
me
just
neither.
Not for me.
Me neither. Like I said, I used to play Gears of War, but I don't. Just like how Skylar says he is, I don't enjoy that shit. I don't enjoy sitting in a lobby, listening to someone call me everything under the sun. Most things shouldn't be coming out of their mouth in the first place.
Have they ever?
A lot of them are a lot of hard R's, and no, I'm not talking about the specially handicapped.
So, have they ever tried to police that? Do you know?
They do. You can't really. I mean, the only way that you'd be able to police the chat is if you had like an actual Xbox person in the group.
Now, do you think that if that was something, I'm assuming they could come up with something to police that. If they did, would those games lose popularity? Because according to Skylar, that's the only reason why he plays it.
Yeah, that's the only reason why every 14-year-old plays it. But
that's what I'm saying. Is that part of it? Is that a big reason why? Because that never gets discussed. It doesn't.
It doesn't, but I mean, in a way, it's always been done. I mean, it just depends on the people. But I mean, even I'm assuming at arcades, you're going to have people talking shit. I mean, when I used to do like Gears of War tournaments and stuff like that, people are talking shit right to your face. But
that's the difference. That's the difference.
Because you're not, I mean, you're only going to run your mouth to someone that you feel like that you might be able to get one up on. So a lot of times, most of the shit talking is curbed. Where, online, you pretty much have to just mute everyone because in the lobby, it's just a bunch of 14-year-olds screaming the N-word at each other. I mean, it's the most insane thing that I've ever listened to in my whole entire life.
I've never heard it, but I can only imagine.
Telling about how they fucked their mom and like I'll come to your house and give me your fucking address. And ain't none of these goddamn people barely go outside, let alone go to somebody else's house.
That's funny. Yeah, I always wondered if that appeal would definitely die out if you were able to police it.
Yeah.
That's a good question for Skylar.
It would
he was
be.
here, I'm assuming he wouldn't play. My honest opinion.
He does. I mean, those people play those competitive games for the victory of and it's no different than Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's everybody's that's the only reason why anybody plays is so they can get a victory royale and then they can do some sort of little fucking dance that then everybody in the lobby that's still watching the game happen is watching that person go.
So in Fortnite, is there a chat room as well?
I don't know if the people in the dead room can hear each other, but I know that when you die, you then follow the camera of the person that killed you, and then if that person dies, you follow
Gotcha.
follow it back. So you can watch the game as it's going, and I think you might even be able to cycle through people that are playing and continue to watch their feed until the game is over to see who wins. And then because of the fact that there's the team ones, if you get killed before you got able to, now you can get revived. Before you couldn't even get revived, so you just sat there and you watched your teammate play until the game was over.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, but that's the only reason why people play. So that way they can be the person that in Call of Duty is 45-3, and I dropped a fucking nuke on your pussy ass. I fucked your mom. That's exactly what they all do. It's so bad.
I guess I don't understand where you're getting gratification from that.
I didn't. My group of friends online got gratification out of.
Well, that's that you just said it. Your group of friends.
Right. That's what I was just going to say is we got gratification out of winning as a team, doing good as a team. And we were always in group chat. And to be quite honest, the reason why most of us fell off was because one of the teammates died.
Damn.
Then it just felt weird.
Yeah.
Because you're there's a person that's normally because there's 5 people in this chat that are all talking, and there's a way that the chat happens. You know what I mean? Because there's a way people talk, and everybody's figured it out. And when you take away 20% of the group, it's like a big hole. And then we just never felt. There was a couple other people that we tried. It just didn't feel right. So we basically just all stopped playing Gears of War.
It'd be really weird, too, if all of a sudden you just heard him come on the chat.
Well,
you fucking guys screwed me.
I mean, the worst part is that I'm pretty sure that he committed suicide.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
Unfortunately. But he always had one of those joke around attitudes, so it would be something that you could joke with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just felt weird afterwards.
That's understandable.
So I just play video games, and because it's hard to in your early 20s, everybody's on the same schedule, it feels like.
Yeah.
And that, you know what I mean? 18 to 22, 23, you're all on the same schedule. You're staying up till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. You sleep till 10. You don't really do a whole lot. And then, I don't know. I guess that was just me. You're looking at nah, it wasn't my life. But yeah.
Video games make me sleepy. I know
The
that sounds super old.
The competitiveness always seemed to
it makes
to
me a
keep
little
me
bit
up.
tired.
It was one of those you always say. It's that same thing of you said one more game, and then all of a sudden it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're but you get on a tear. You and a couple people, you get on a tear where you're winning and you're winning. It's the same feeling as I'm sure gambling. You're not going to leave the table. You're winning.
I remember that as a kid. I'm talking kid, not even a teenager, staying up super late to play. Like a buddy of mine from way, way back in the day when we'd have sleepovers, we would play Tecmo Super Bowl. And we'd play as many seasons as we could.
Oh, there's even in recent memory, there's times where with this game, with Harry Potter, this Hogwarts Legacy, on this past Sunday, I just Kristen went to bed at like 9 o'clock, and I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna sit up and I'll just do a couple missions." And all of a sudden, I look at my phone, and it's like 12:30, and I'm like, "Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ.
I can't do that. I don't have.
What the fuck are you doing?"
I don't have video game
I've been doing
stamina
nothing but
anymore.
flying around on this goddamn broom, looking for fucking animals to capture.
Jesus. No, I just don't have that stamina anymore. I don't.
I usually don't. I usually don't anymore. I'm usually asleep by maybe 11 o'clock. At best, I've got 11 o'clock in me. And that's half the reason why I didn't try to start any more of a venue and shit. For real. That's a second shift lifestyle. You got to be up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to do all of those shows and events and all that shit. Screw that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to bed. I like waking up early in the morning.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather start my day early than later.
So you saw that I was mowing grass when you came up.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Well, I know you don't do that. Do you think Skylar's still doing that, or do you think he's letting the grass just go now?
He's got too much love and pride for grass. I'm assuming he's taking care of it just because he loves to do it. That's something I never understood. I don't understand the obsession with the lawn. I don't know. Skylar's tried to explain it. I mean, it's such a dude thing. It really is, and I don't really understand why. I really don't. I don't get the masculinity behind taking care of your lawn.
For me, it's not it's never in my brain. It doesn't go to masculinity for me. And I don't mean it as disrespectful for other people when I say it.
I'm meaning it as I have to do this. I have to mow it.
Right.
I have to seed it. I have to do everything. I won't hire some 15-year-old who needs $20 bucks.
Right. No, I totally, and I used to like mowing my own grass for just the gratification of going like, I can look back and go, I just did that.
Yeah. I can see that,
Then
I guess.
I got tired because I fucking bought the house next door.
Yeah.
And now I got double the goddamn grass to mow. And I was like, I'm not doing this shit because it was a push mower. And I didn't buy a good push mower either. It's not like a self-propelled or nothing. I mean, you're pushing every goddamn bit of it, and I bag. If I mow grass, I bag. So
Gotcha.
I don't like grass clippings laying all over the place. I think it's just more of my grandpa instilled in me. Both of my grandpas were, you take care of your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Especially like my mom's dad. He was a Marine. You take care of your shit. You had to work really hard to get it. Take care of it. Make sure it looks nice.
See, my dad was one of those dudes who takes care of the lawn and all that, but he just, I don't know, it's such a control thing for him
My dad
that
got
we
told
never did it
one time.
because he's going to do it.
One time, the ex-mayor of Muscatine told my dad right to his face, because I think they had like 4 or 5 drinks in them most likely. But he goes, Paul, you've got the best yard in Muscatine County. And I'm not bullshitting you. Ever since then, it's on. Dude, my dad is so concerned with his grass. I don't have no brown spots out there or nothing. He loves his grass.
Yeah. So I never got that grass gene from my dad. So.
Yeah, I got a little bit of it. It feels better now that I've got a rider. Yeah. Because my dad bought a new rider and he gave me his older one. So now I can ride. And it used to take me to edge the yard and mow both of these yards together just under 3 hours.
Damn.
And it was quite a event. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be prepared for that. And after work, who the fuck wants to do push mowing for 3 hours?
Yeah, that's not for
That's
me.
why I hired. I was like, I ain't doing this shit no more. But then now with this rider, I just got done edging both properties and mowing in an hour. Actually, less than an hour. Because I got off work a little before 4 and you got here right at 5 o'clock. I mean, so with drive time and letting the dog out and shit, I bet it took me 45 minutes. So it's a significant difference.
Yeah. So would you honestly let Skylar purchase that house?
I would let Skylar purchase that home because I'm not going to live in this one. I'm going to rent this one out, the one that we're in.
So he won't want to purchase it then. You being next door is the selling.
Well, I'm not.
point.
Well, right, but because he doesn't listen to this and he barely remembers anything that I tell him that's actual real information. Yeah, no, he's not gonna remember. So yeah, I'm gonna let him buy the house. I'm gonna tell him, no, yeah, I live next door, and then I mean, like literally as soon as he buys,
He'll be so drunk he won't fucking remember.
No.
Like he'll probably be so fucked up laying on the lawn. He'd watch you move out and forget it.
I'm actually surprised he's not here drunk knocking on the door already.
Not yet. I think Hacienda's got that under wraps for right now.
I think that's a definite fact, yeah. I had to buy my own after work meal. I don't like that on podcast days. He buys the meal.
That's right. Yeah, he has been bringing in pizza.
Yeah. Well, it's his only contribution.
Yeah. Keep you fed.
Yeah. I mean, other than his immense talent.
So we are over 1,000 total downloads.
I did see that. That is kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a small milestone, not a big deal. I mean, there's people who get 1,000 downloads in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Took us 3-4 months.
I mean, I just go back to, I was watching this video too, where another one of these like influencers, and I know that's not what we are, but I'm just saying, like, even they say it. It's the same thing. Same as podcasting. Yeah, Joe Rogan's super popular now. Yeah, but he wasn't. And he podcasted for literal years with getting maybe a couple hundred downloads. And you're talking about a stand-up comic that was on Fear Factor could only get a couple hundred downloads on his podcast. So, I mean, we get pretty decent.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, it's fine. It's nothing, nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but
no,
it's good.
I also enjoy it. I feel like if you're going to hang out with your friends and your friend group is the type of people that bullshit, you know what I mean? Like sit around and bullshit.
Yeah.
I say start a podcast.
It's weird. You guys didn't ask me a question, and I was like the one question I had kind of prepared for when we did the Q&A last episode.
Right.
I thought somebody would have asked, what would you do if it wasn't music, or, if you had a choice, what's something you would do?
Right.
And to be honest, for a long time, I always thought about broadcasting.
Yeah.
Radio broadcasting.
I always, and that's funny that you say it, because I always liked listening to the local radio station here in town.
Yeah.
Like they did the morning, like Saturday morning buy, sell, and trade.
Yep.
And they would literally do it live where it'd be a couple people. You know what I mean? Like two people in the studio, so there'd be banter and everything else. And I don't know if it was just because I was a kid. It was done really well. And I always really enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to Bob and Tom. That's the style, though, of what I'm talking. I've never enjoyed the, hey, everybody. You know what I mean? For some reason, that never hit home with me. But I've always liked the banter.
Yeah, because
radio banter.
Yeah, for me, it's more of sporting events, calling a football game, calling a hockey game. Wrestling would have been fantastic to call a match or two. Because when I was a kid, and this is kind of the information I was going to, divulge.
You're divulging it now.
Yeah, well, I was going to get a little nerdy. So when I was a kid, a big game for me was Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. So this was 1994, and for those who are young enough to not know, those games didn't have broadcasting like they do now. So as a kid, I used to broadcast the games I was playing.
Right. Just
like I saw on TV. I remember my dad going, "You down there talking to yourself? What the fuck you doing?" No, Dad, no, not doing that.
Back when video games.
And then I used to whisper.
Yeah, purely just had the like computer.
It was just
sounding.
It was music in the
soundtrack.
background. Yep, and it was and for Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball in '94, it was just a umpire calling balls and strikes, and you're out.
Right,
that was it.
Right,
so you had to. It's
like the Cruisin' USA soundtrack, where it's just the standard. Yeah,
and I used to keep. Like I said, I was very nerdy. I used to keep track of, what their previous at bat was, if they had a hit, so yeah,
that's
it was
hilarious.
because those games never kept track of your yearly stats like they do now.
Right.
So
yeah.
I used to have notebooks full of those.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was something that I always had an interest in doing, but it was one of those things. It's like, how do you do that? Like, yeah, you could go to broadcasting school, but then I don't want to be on the radio. You know, I don't want to like work at like a rock station.
Right.
I mean, it'd be cool, but I mean, I would much rather love
the
to call.
worst part is that it's
like games.
It's always they want somebody that's been to school.
Which is weird.
I don't understand because that's not the personality that you want.
Yeah.
On the radio, you want like a voice of the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone that's like a people person, and those people traditionally don't go to college. And for whatever reason, it's like here in town, even when I looked into it, you got to have all of this credential to run the board. And it's like, okay, just show me what button does what.
Yeah.
I can remember. I don't have to go to 2 years of school to remember that button is whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. I don't care. You can tell me what it does.
Yeah. And then, you know, as a kid, you always seem deterred from doing it because, like, watching baseball games, football, it's all ex players.
Yeah, right.
So
which is a good lane.
So immediately as a kid, you're like, well, I'm never going to do this professionally, but hey, I would love to call the Bandits games or stuff like that. So
yeah, no, that's another one of those. It's almost like you've got to be a friend to somebody.
Yeah, you got to know somebody in the biz.
Most of those guys are like friends of the owner. That's like the owner's like drunk uncle's brother or some bullshit like that.
Yeah,
drunk uncle's brother, his dad. Jesus Christ.
Skylarism.
Yeah, just a bunch of Skylars. That's what it is.
Yeah. So, kind of a quick question. You're a vapor and stuff. I've seen Skylar vape. Do you have any idea why he still smokes? Why does he bounce back and forth? Do you have any clue?
I do, and I don't. As a ex-cigarette smoker, I do know that quitting cigarettes is exceptionally hard. It really is. And it's the habit of literally, as weird as it sounds, putting something up to your lips and seeing smoke come out your mouth. That's literally what your brain wants. In the end, it's the main part of it. So for like him, he can do the vaping, but I don't think he gets enough nicotine.
Okay.
That's why I had that big vape.
Yeah.
Is because that really gives you what you need.
So is that something he needs? Because I've only seen him with the small little thing that you have.
You can. It's almost like you have to do what I did and almost quit cold turkey for like a week or two.
Can you imagine him trying to quit drinking and smoking at the same time?
He wouldn't be, well...
Would it kill him?
It just depends on how truthful he is about how much he drinks.
How much
if
do you think
drink a lot, I know
what do you think he drinks?
I lie to myself, I think, with my friends. You know what I mean? When it comes to alcohol, I assume that he only drinks like a 6-pack when he drinks. I know that's way under.
Isn't it like 6 or 7 tall boys every night? And it's, the
other day when he was here, he told me that he drank 7 before he got here.
Tall boys or
no, the regulars. Just the regulars. He drank 7 before he got here, and then he drank 4 while he was here, plus a double shot of bourbon that was in that drink.
And he was feeling good.
Right, and he's not like belligerent or like stumbling all over the place.
No, but you can tell he was starting to get a little...
Yeah. Then he said he went home and essentially doubled that. So by that math, he did 7 beers and then 4 beers. You know what I mean? So he's at 11 beers.
So 22.
So he drank 22 beers. And then if he doubled up what would essentially be those 2 shots, I'd imagine that's at least 2 more beers. I'm thinking he drank an entire 24-pack. Because that's where that math leads me. You know what I mean? Like, because that's how packs are sold. So I'm like, okay, well, if he did 22 and he said he doubled it, that means he did 24. He drank all the beers that he bought. So there was none left in the fridge. None to keep cold.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, 24 beers. For me personally, I have, like, when we sit here, I'll have that drink. And then if I have another one, I'm good.
Yeah.
But in my drinks, they're double shots. So that you'd be, especially that stuff that I buy, that 4 Roses, that's 90 proof bourbon. So if you got 4 shots of 90 proof bourbon in you and you're not drunk, you need to slow down because that's a lot. I mean, that really is a lot of alcohol, in my personal opinion. I used to work at a bar. For Christ's sakes, that's a lot of alcohol.
It seems like he's now at that fine line of before it was like, I could drink a lot. Now it's kind of like...
Most people that enter their 30s, I feel like that's right where they start to feel it. They're like, I'm invincible. And then you get to 30 and your body goes, we're not, though. I want to say, and I'm going to show you why.
I want to say it was 2 weeks ago. He was at work and he was looking kind of rough. He was
I don't even think it was 2 weeks ago. I think it was just last week.
He was sweating good. And I go, what's wrong, brother? What's going on? I just can't. I haven't been sleeping. I go, okay. You know, not thinking anything of it. He goes, yeah, I just haven't been sleeping, you know.
Right.
And,
he has this... like I said, he thinks he's Bert.
Yeah.
The difference between him and Bert is that Bert actually eats pretty decent. Bert works out.
Yep.
He does consume a lot of alcohol, but he keeps the machine he's called the machine. He keeps the machine going in a sense of like he just never stops. Skylar stops. You know what I mean? He doesn't get right up in the morning and get after it like Bert Kreischer does. He'll get up and get on the treadmill. Skylar ain't getting up and getting on no goddamn treadmill. He's got 2 weeks to lose, I'm assuming, the same amount of weight that he's always had to lose. Yeah. I'm guessing he's right around 190 pounds. He's lucky that he's had some stressful shit going on because otherwise his ass would be 200.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That, yeah. But no, so I asked him, I was like, so what are you doing anything different? You're like, and he goes, well, I haven't been drinking. I go, all right, there's your problem. He goes, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Next day he comes in, pepper as fuck. Yeah. And I go, you seem like you're doing good. Yeah. Had a few drinks last night. I go, there it is. I said, there's your fucking problem. And of course he laughs it off and he's like, just keeping the tank full, you know? And like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
You need to stop.
The unfortunate part is that if he doesn't stop, usually the universe will
his body will eventually shut down. That's
you'll
how
have
that works.
something. Yeah, you'll have something happen. Hopefully, it's something minor.
Yeah,
you know, it'll probably be like he'll feel shitty. He'll go to the doctor. They'll run some tests and they'll tell him that he's pre-diabetic.
You're fat.
They'll be like, dude, listen, you're so like on the money pretty much of being diabetic.
Yeah.
That you need to back off.
I mean, he always brings up, well, I exercise at disc golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
He walks with a disc golf bag.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, it is I guess you are exercising, but clearly not enough.
Yeah. He mows once
to counter
once
what
a
your
week,
body's
supposedly once a week. Now that he's selling the house, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think he does it at all, to be honest with you. I think he's bullshitting.
You don't think he mows the lawn?
No, I don't.
He seems to talk like he knows.
He goes listen, I can't believe that a person that goes everywhere in gym shorts and flip-flops.
What do you think he mows in?
That.
Jesus.
So then he doesn't mow. You know what I mean? Like, because nobody mows in flip-flops except, people from Florida. So that's what I mean. He's basically someone from Florida.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Do you think he's going to get off on this, that we're talking about him and he's not here? Because I'm assuming a listener will tell him, hey, they talked about you an awful lot on that podcast.
Yeah, what he'll do is he'll be like, oh, so someone told me that it fucking sucked ass.
Yeah.
Fucking episode blew dick.
All you guys did is talk about video games.
There wasn't enough dick jokes and jerking off jokes.
Yeah.
No.
But no, I've said it before, you know, when you two are going through your shit, it's a different dynamic when it's you and I.
Yeah.
You're not angry. I don't think you've really yelled at anybody yet.
No. I've had yeah. This week I've kind of been.
No, what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense.
And I don't think that he'd even be able to enjoy it as much as he does because I'm not in a spotlight at all this week. I get to be just kind of the standoff to the side.
Yep.
So there is no story that really like involves me too much, so he doesn't get to get a rise out of me really.
So for those who listen to the podcast that know us or are around us, shout out, give us a shout out. What do you want us to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, you could always hit up the Facebook page with a comment or something like that if you've got an idea of something that you want to hear something stupid come out of Skylar's mouth about.
Yeah, if there's topics, I mean, that you want to know.
I mean, do you want Skylar's opinion on something? I mean...
Yeah. You could definitely ask our opinions on anything.
I won't blame you if you don't.
Yeah, I get it too. Well, Skylar, we are coming up on about an hour, and you have not shown up.
No. We could try giving him one more phone call, even though I really don't think he's going to answer.
Let's give him one more call.
He's probably got to go get somebody an iced coffee now.
Oh, shit, he's turning.
Oh, are you on your way?
What the fuck is he doing?
I don't know. I think... Did you just, answer your phone in your pocket?
What the fuck is he doing?
I think he might have.
He's literally driving around.
Yeah,
he's got his turn signal on. We heard that.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's coming here.
I don't know, but now I'm interested.
Should we listen?
I think we should.
If he starts making sex noises, I'm never gonna stop.
I think it's only right that we do listen. Because he would definitely listen.
What if he starts fucking singing?
It'd be great. That's the only reason why I'm listening. I want him to do and say something stupid. Hey, dummy, how can you not hear that I'm in your pocket?
Well, he definitely can't say he's... I bet he's out disc golfing. How much you want to bet?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because he clearly was just inside of his vehicle.
I bet he's disc golfing.
And I almost think that he left his phone inside of his truck because I don't hear walking. I heard the turning signal.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a fucking dick. He's not here.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Now I'm just going to leave him on.
Well, we can't just have white noise. People are listening to this wanting to know. They want to hear something.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. I mean, I tried to invite Austin and Crystal over.
Should we give Austin a call?
We could. We could give Austin,
Let's give Austin a call.
And Crystal a call here.
Let's give him a call.
See I have him as Hamburglar in my phone.
Hamburglar. He's a big McDonald's fan.
I actually have him as Hamburglar because he got really upset one time because I was making fun of him that he didn't put meat in his spaghetti sauce. That he only liked meatballs. And he doesn't like hamburger. He got super upset about it. So I was like, Jesus Christ. And I thought Hamburglar was funny.
Kids get upset when you fuck up their spaghetti.
He likes his spaghetti a certain way. Now he has to eat it gluten-free.
That would suck.
He's gonna not answer on purpose.
Probably playing Fortnite.
What are you doing?
About to throw some pizza rolls in the microwave.
Oh, pizza rolls, buddy.
Pizza rolls. You're live on the podcast.
Perfect.
How come Crystal isn't making dinner? One of those things that she posts on Facebook.
Doesn't like me tonight.
She doesn't like you tonight.
Why not?
Why?
You are not riveting.
She says no comment.
She has no comment. Why didn't she want to come do the podcast tonight?
She's making no comments. There was no contract in place to pay her today.
Pay her?
Yeah, she's always needs money. She acts like she needs money all the time. It's because she spends money all the time.
I actually do not. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Define anymore. Today anymore? You keep buying dogs. By the end of the year, you're going to have a whole herd of them at your house.
I'm dogged out.
Yeah,
3 plenty.
sure.
Unless someone gives it to us for free, then I'll take it.
Yeah, see, there you go. Exactly.
We're done buying dogs, though.
Well, see, you're on the podcast inadvertently already, so you guys should have just came over.
Or not have answered the
When I
phone.
got home, I'm like, so what time am I dropping you off at Cory's?
Oh. that was probably a weird way to ask it, but yeah.
I'm busy crafting tonight. Sorry.
Well, I haven't gotten any of those crafts that you said that you were doing that you were gonna making all these cups, all these shirts.
I'm getting my craft areas. I'm doing wedding koozies for my brother right now.
I still need a cup.
Ain't no one getting cups right now.
I don't know that you've ever made a cup. I don't believe it.
Yeah, you've seen them.
I've seen pictures. So that could have been taken at anybody's house.
It was from Google.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Austin. All right, well, enjoy your pizza rolls,
Absolutely.
your gluten-free rolls.
Nope, they're both gluten.
I asked him what he wanted for dinner. I told him I was having salad. He could have whatever he wanted.
Wow, yeah, well, don't be
he chose
surprised if he
pizza
doesn't
rolls.
hold back the not wanting to have salad. Wow. Yeah. If someone asked me, hey, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? And they were like, you want salad? I'd be like, no, I don't.
Actually, he will eat salad now, but the size of salad he has is like, you know, the little containers that you like a ramekin that you get at a restaurant?
Right.
That's the size salad he gets. They're like enough for 4 pieces of lettuce, and then it's filled to the top with Thousand Island dressing. That's his salad.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Like a mountain of shredded cheese and croutons.
No, it's like just the iceberg lettuce with a couple carrots, and maybe I can sneak in some of like the pieces of cabbage in it.
It's tough being a mommy.
Yeah.
Nothing else, and only Thousand Island dressing.
It's tough being a mom.
It
Gotta-
is sometimes.
You got to get these damn kids to eat their veggies.
If I can still eat like a kid, I'm going to.
Yeah, well, we know that. You said that you were cooking pizza rolls.
What'd you have? Oh, he had pizza rolls last night too, actually.
Jesus Christ, Austin.
Your boss needs to pay you more.
Yeah. You
What'd
can't.
he
He said your boss needs to pay you more.
Yeah, it does.
Well, you should get extra money because you work overtime.
Nope.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, we'll let you go. Enjoy your dinner. You guys are going to have to be on an episode sometime. We'll call it Dark Nug.
Oh my god.
All right, we'll put it.
Topic of discussion. It has to be Baby Yoda though. Maybe a little Pokemon. I'd be fine with that too.
God, I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, Mike's already shaking his head like, I don't know.
That's
Leave-
the one that's gonna get the most like.
Leave me out of Pokemon.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the episode where we have you on where we talk about Pokemon and Baby Yoda is going to be the best episode.
Maybe a little Harry Potter.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
we got a little. We,
Now you got
we
me
were
back.
talking about the game earlier. So, has Austin let you play the game yet?
Which one?
The new Harry Potter.
Oh no, we have not. I want to. I kind of want to wait till I get a PS5, but who knows when that will be.
Well, tell him what the hell,
His
dude.
boss should pay him more. Needs to work more overtime.
Mike.
You know? Chris.
I'm preparing for the exclusive Baby Yoda 1 Xbox, though. If you saw that.
I'm thinking.
I keep telling Austin I'm gonna line all my Baby Yodas up and take a huge photo with me and everything in the all the Baby Yodas and send it to Xbox and make them feel like they need to just spend me one.
Why does you call him Grogu?
They'll post it on their Instagram and be like, this girl is insane. Look at all of these Baby Yodas. What's happening?
Yeah, and then they'll feel obligated to send me one.
Oh yeah, that's just what they won't have
That's how
anything
that
to
works.
send you. You'll have them all.
Made one.
They'd be like, well, we'd love to send you something, but it looks like you've got them all.
No, I don't have the Xbox, so I'll draw a circle where there's a nice little empty space where one could sit.
Okay. Jesus Christ. See, you're already trying to spend money. Austin, she'll never be done. I told you.
I know. That's why the house ain't done.
Yep.
Not in such a load of crap.
I'm not done with one room, and she's already trying
Maury.
Someone hasn't just decided to put the work in to finish it.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's making me work on it.
Damn.
Look what Cory started.
Maybe that podcast, it just turns into arguing.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Cory.
Hey, you
Thanks, Cory.
Have a good night, Austin.
Yeah, we were getting along just fine.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Have a good night, you guys. Bye. Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus.
Still plagiarism. Bunch of dumbasses talking. I'll just drive a short bus and pick all you asses. Fuck that bullwinkle bullshit.